If you're an indie game developer, especially if it's your first time making games, then you should try focus developing for the Steam Deck. So I've mostly talked about VR gaming and development on this channel, but I don't think it's a surprise when I say that I like to play non-VR games as well. My history with gaming goes way back to the arcade days playing House of the Dead and other horror-themed light gun shooters. I would play the Nintendo Famicom at my cousin's place, and that's how I was introduced to Mario for the first time. I would then finally have my own PlayStation playing that Crash Bandicoot. And I pretty much own every PlayStation up until the 5, which I never bothered to get because around that time I started building my own gaming PC. And also that was the time when I got my first headset with the Quest 2 and was introduced to VR gaming for the first time. But at the beginning of this year, my PC started crashing and my GPU needed to be replaced. So I had to buy an emergency powerful gaming laptop for work. I actually enjoyed the gaming laptop so much that it just became my main gaming machine. There's something about the portability of a laptop while still being able to render AAA graphics that is just so liberating. Then something weird happened where after work, I just wanted to lay down on the sofa or in the bed, or sometimes I'd be traveling on like a 6-hour flight, and I just want to play something like Elden Ring. Doing that with a really hot laptop, which is also expensive, is kind of cumbersome. So this summer, I finally bought my first ever PC gaming handheld. And now I own my very own Steam Deck. And I mostly play games on this device now. See, when you finally have a powerful portable gaming device and the OS and gaming ecosystem that allows you to buy any indie or AAA game for really cheap, you start to think that we've entered another golden age for gaming. And I believe that powerful handheld gaming PCs and consoles are gonna dominate the hardware industry in the next decade. I know it doesn't really sound like something new since the original Nintendo Switch came out almost a decade ago, and mobile phone games have been around since literally the start of mobile phones. Alright, so first of all, while the Switch did start the modern portable console revolution, it really was the Steam Deck that showed everybody the freedom that you could have with your own device. Like, it was reasonably priced, moddable, and there's almost infinitely more games at a tenth of the price offered by Nintendo. And secondly, I don't count mobile games as real games. So it's not even the same discussion. I know there's like exceptions and nuances to that, but generally, like, come on. They're more like gambling machines than they are games. Now, most of the major gaming hardware companies are coming out with their own handheld, including Xbox apparently, in partner with someone else. And now there's rumors of PlayStation about to do the same thing, with PlayStation 6 being a more portable console just like the Switch was. I think that if you're an indie game developer, especially if you're just starting out, you should be targeting these new handhelds. Most of them are really just small PCs, but they're starting to form their own standards and system requirements, which makes them a totally unique category. Developers shouldn't just ignore them anymore. Whether you're optimizing your game for a handheld device or adding control mappings for them, your game should be compatible for at least one handheld gaming device. I think this is just the most exciting time to be an indie dev, because this thing is literally a indie game machine. Like, it's powerful enough to play decent graphics, but not AAA graphics, so I tend to focus more of the smaller titles on this thing, which there's so much more of, and it's so much cheaper. And I enjoy the quality made by actual dedicated indie development teams. I believe in this trend so much that I'm probably gonna make my next game for the handheld, just because I believe that most people will own one in the next 10 years. This doesn't mean I'm going to quit VR, because that industry will keep evolving on its own path. But for the near future, handheld gaming is kind of the new meta for indie game devs.